Hello everyone, I'm Sam Suber. Welcome back to the Optimized Library, solving the puzzles of modern library management. In this series, we're tackling the toughest logistical puzzles in library management using a powerhouse tool that's luckily already on your computer, Excel Solver. It's an optimization engine that finds the perfect answer by weighing your goals against your actual constraints. Today, we're taking on the most sensitive, high stakes task in our field weeding. Every physical library faces the exact same reality. Our shelf space is strictly finite, but the influx of new material never stops. But weeding is notoriously tricky. If we just rely on simple cutoffs like discarding the oldest books, we risk losing our core classics. If we read only items with zero checkouts, we might, accidentally throw away brand new investments that just haven't found their audience yet. Today, we're going to build a binary keep or weed model. We'll tell solvers to reduce a section down to a precise target capacity. But here's the magic. We'll constrain the model so the average publication year of the remaining books never drops below a specific date, all while committing solver to maximize the total circulations of the books that we keep. If you're joining us for the first time, you can find the foundational math for these models in my previous episodes or the blog post linked below. For the rest of you, let's look at the spreadsheet and start building the model. So, this is our model. So, before we actually dig in, let's define exactly what this model is built to do. Our goal is to maximize the overall popularity of the books we keep on the shelf without violating our library's strict rules on physical capacity and age. Every column here serves that specific mission. So we have call number and title. This is the standard identifying metadata for each physical book in the stacks. We also have publication date. This is the year the item that was published. So we're going to use this data point to build our relevant safety rule. We also have this total circs. So this is the total number of items the book has been checked out. We're going to use this to build our popularity goal. And this is our keep column. So this is our decision column. So a 1 means the book stays on the shelf, and a 0 means it will get discarded. This is the only column in Excel Solver that we're allowed to change. Now, down at the bottom, we have two final rows. The first row is the totals row. So think of this as our live scoreboard. It contains the Excel formulas that calculate the real-time metrics of the collection based on the books that are currently flagged with a 1 or in the keep column, so over here. So if we're looking at the formula specifically, this one here, publication date, it'll calculate the live average publication year. Over here, this is going to calculate the live sum of historical checkouts. And over here, it's just a simple sum formula, and this will count the live count of how many books are actually staying on the shelf. This other row, so the target, the limits, right? This is our constraints. These are the hard-coded goals that we had to factor into our model. So these represent the physical reality and the collection standards of the library, and Solver will be mathematically bound to obey them. So we can see the first limit here is that we're not allowed to have books that drops below our target year, and that would be 2010. We still have this total strikes, right? So this is blank. This is going to be our objective. Oh, this is going to be our objective. So this is total circulations. And we want to make it as mathematically high as possible. And finally, this is our space constraint. We want to find exactly 5 books to keep. So we cannot keep 6 books, and we cannot keep definitely 4 books. It has to be 5 books exactly. So with all this in mind, everything looks good. We can activate Solver. So we can go to the Data tab and press Solver. So the first thing we have to do is set our objective. So I'm going to click this button here, and I'm going to click on D15. We're going to set an objective to maximize by changing variable cells. So that's going to be, click on this button here. So this is going to be E2 through E13. Subject to constraints. So I'm going to press add. So our first constraint is that our publication date, C15, has to be greater than or equal to uh, uh, 2010. So click this button here and make that C16. And go press add. So our next constraint is, let's see, our books. So we only can have 5 books on that shelf. Then click this button here. Click on E15. And then make sure that is equal to, click this button here, to E16. I'm going to press add, so that looks good. So our last constraint is the keep column. So I'm going to click this button here and highlight E2 through E13. And I'm going to make that a binary constraint. And I'm going to press add. Then I'm going to press cancel. Then I'm going to make sure this is checked. Make unconstrained variables on negative. We don't want any negative solutions in our answer. And for a solving method, we're going to choose evolutionary this time. Yep. So I'm going to press close real quick. We're going to use evolutionary because in our formula, it includes a divisible sign. The simplex method is a linear, only works with linear type problems. So because we have division, it makes things a little more complicated. So, but evolutionary can handle it because it doesn't involve straight line relationships. It factors in all the other like if and or odds. So yeah. So because of that, we're going to use evolutionary. So I'm going to go back to the solver screen. Everything looks good. And I'm going to press solve. So right now, the solver didn't find a solution right away. It takes a long time because evolutionary checks in all the different scenarios of like what is the best solution. So if we look on the lower, I guess, left-hand corner, you can see it's calculating all the different scenarios. And it's going to take a little while till it finds its answer. So we're going to wait and see. And solver found a solution. So it did its best it's could. So the solver couldn't improve the current solution. All constraints are satisfied. So yeah, look, we have exactly 5 books. We have Python Crash Course. We have AI Fundamentals, Database Design, Talking for Dummies, Investing for Beanie Babies. And we can see our average was above 2010, so 2013, which is great. And we maximized our guess utility score of 33 checkouts, which is awesome. So yeah, I think we did pretty well. So yeah, we've taken the guesswork and and the anxiety out of weeding. We calculated it mathematically. So yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time and take care.